Hi, this is Shubham Tiwari.
Hi, this is Nilangan.
Welcome to the Salespanel podcast, where we bring you the journeys and playbooks of thought leaders from the B2B world. Tune in for all things on data-driven marketing, product-led growth, and customer intelligence. Moving on with today's episode, our guest today started his journey as a marketer more than 10 years ago. And after acquiring experience in various domains of marketing, he recently made a successful move to product marketing. He's the head of product marketing at Codavel, which helps mobile apps ensure they deliver a fast experience to every user, no matter what's the user network, device, or location. João Almeida joins us from Porto, Portugal. Welcome to Sales Panel, João.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So, João, please tell us about Codavel, because I gave a very short introduction to it. So can you please expand on it?
Yeah, sure. Starting with a bit of context, okay? A common problem for anyone building a mobile application is that the developer's work is just part of the process. And it's the part they can control because it depends on their best efforts. So, for example, optimizing an app or creating a beautiful UI, etc. However, your app has to reach your users, right? And the other part are the wireless conditions that your users are connected to, like 3G, 4G, Wi-Fi, which are often very unstable, can be unpredictable, and are very hard to control. They are the usual cause for our Instagram feed is not loading properly, or for that movie that you want to watch and it keeps stopping every 5 seconds. So the frequency this can happen, it depends on the user location, the device, or even the time of the day. So it's highly unpredictable, and as I said. And to minimize this problem, app owners usually turn to CDNs. And the CDN is a content delivery network. They help placing the content near the users through caching, but traditional CDNs, they can help, but they have limited improvements, especially regarding the last mile users, where the access to proper networks are limited. So what happens is that a large percentage of those users just leave the app because the app it's really poor. Codavel is a new kind of CDN, okay? We are built specifically for mobile applications and to be resilient against those problems with wireless networks and stable networks. What we do differently is that we change the underlying protocol, HTTP, that was created a long time ago and was not suited for wireless networks. And we change it for Bulina, that is our own protocol that has been under development for 15 years now. And we are now ready to deploy this for real users because we achieved our goal that we are not only fast, but we are really, really consistent across your entire user base. So all your users will have a perfect experience while using your app. And basically, that's it.
Right. So, I mean, a country like India, where, the network is a very, it's very unstable when you travel.
Exactly.
So, I mean, we'll come back to, India later. But, a little bit about yourself. You recently, went from being the head of customer experience, to the head of product marketing. So tell us about this transition and your day-to-day operations. What do they look like as a product marketer now?
Yeah. I think was something really organic for me. I was in customer experience before, and I was focusing on helping marketing and sales team to get a clear message, to communicate our product and technology that by their nature are not straightforward tasks. But for that, I started to work a lot with our engineering and product teams, and my involvement just grew from there to a point where it made sense for my team to get me involved with how we build a product that adds value and proves itself on a very tough market. So nowadays, I try to do exactly that. We have outsourced teams that help us with daily marketing tasks. We recently added some more people to the team. And I'm working between managing our marketing efforts and helping the product team to deliver a clear vision of our product benefits. That may involve from helping to prioritize some tasks, to building process, to help navigate data to get meaningful results and conclusions to get to our customers, among other things. It really depends on the day and the task we get.
So can we say that your role is basically now you have you work as a bridge between product marketing and also customer experience? So basically you transform the data from customer experience to product, then you translate the data to marketing, and all of that.
Of course, I have my team, and I work closely with our CTO to ensure that every technicality is accurate. But yeah, that's the goal. It's to align the vision of the company with what we are building.
Okay, interesting. So unless I missed anything, your education has strictly revolved around marketing and business, right? And you also write about the product on your blog, on the Codavel blog. So how do you transform complex product language into marketing that customers can easily understand?
Yeah, actually, I started as a chemistry student, okay? And after my second year, I was asking myself what I was doing with my life. I didn't know by then, but was a good starting point because it made me go through the common engineering path. And I didn't know, but was useful today. So I changed universities and I went for a degree in management and a master's in marketing. But I already knew that I was interested in the tech product side of marketing, you know. But the education in product was scarce, and I think it still is a little bit. So what I did was to join early stage startup, fresh out of university, and from there actually was a continuous process to learn, and I hope it never stopped. So it's to answer your question, management and marketing, they gave me a business perspective I was hoping for, but the only way to align this with the deep technological product that Codavel has was to get involved, to learn as much as possible with people that know much more than I do, and try different ways of translating the brilliant but complex minds of our engineers to something more tangible and that our customers could understand, sometimes with lots of trying and failing, but really important for us because we kept learning from it, and today we have a more consistent message to path. Also, yeah. On top of this, on top of this, I think you really need to enjoy, to have a passion for deep tech, because you will have to handle a good dose of frustration until you reach your goals. And if you are not ready for that, it's really, really tough. So I think people need to understand that a lot of technology is built every day. Some of them is going unnoticed, but they have a real impact on the world and on people's lives. And that's, for me, it's the most important message we want to create.
Okay. Yeah, I think this problem is harder than it looks, especially for companies that are focused more on the engineering side. Like if this might be a controversial opinion, but if you ask engineers to write something, they would always come from their point of view directly from the product. So it might be a little complex for customers because they have a different point of view. So I think balancing that is a challenge, and it's something that you are trying to do while you market Codavel.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So one of your offerings with Codavel is video streaming. So in such a market dominated by big players, how do you position your product and its uniqueness?
Yeah. Video streaming apps have been growing fast, as you know, and they have been following the trend of mobile adoption. So I'm not seeing a slowing down in the near future. And as mentioned before, networks can be far from perfect, right? And this is a very big concern for streaming apps because they tend to require more and heavier traffic to be served, and they always want the best possible quality, right? You as a user want to have a good video to watch, and you want the best possible quality. And when networks become unstable, that becomes a really big problem, because your users, instead of the video, they will be seeing a constant loading icon or a video that keeps stalling, and ultimately they will leave the app, and for the app owner that means no revenue, right?
Right.
And as I mentioned, Codavel was built specifically to deal with this kind of instability of networks, and video streaming being one of the most common victims of this problem. It made sense for us to create and optimize our solution for video streaming. And in short, what we can offer, it's a great it's the app you designed, it's the app is being delivered. So this means that we'll always start fast. We will not have buffering events. You will not have to reduce the video quality to play the video, etc. So it's a great improvement, especially for those regions where you have lots of users that are still locked on the conditions they have. So this would be a great help for them.
Okay, so yeah, I think even with apps like Netflix and Amazon Prime, we can see that the customization for video quality and everything has been removed for the user. And these companies, they want stable streaming. Like even if you have a high bandwidth, if you have unstable network, maybe your ping is going up and down, then it automatically reduces the quality instead of buffering and everything. So that might be the more important. Like, now that you mentioned it, I think that's what they're trying to do. They are more interested in retaining the user instead of letting them change the quality and things. So can you tell us about your product-led strategy for Codavel? How do you process leads?
Yeah, we follow a thought leadership marketing strategy at Codavel, and that's common to every department. So everyone is involved. We, as a company, we know and trust the value of our product and our tech, but as happens with lots of startups, beforehand the market does not, right? So our primary goal is as a company, is to provide real and measurable value to any of our possible customers. Okay. This goes from the content and materials our team makes available to the public, to assisting small leads to build a more efficient testing infrastructure, or help mid-sized enterprise companies to validate some of our test results. On top of that, and before any compromises, we always have a trial period. Okay, it's free of charge, and all our leads can go through it. This is really important for us because we want our partners to feel safe with their decisions, as they should. And from the trial forward, we keep continuous communication with our customers. So every step of the customer journey, they will have us, and they know they can contact us anytime and get an answer. So we are a customer-centric company. Their success is ours, and it's no other way around it. Pretty much this.
Okay, so what is the biggest product marketing challenge that you have faced, and how did you tackle it?
I think it's relates to what I just said. Gaining market credibility and trust, it's very, very challenging for any company, and especially when you are trying to compete on a market full of giants, right? And I just mentioned this, but it's the truth. We work every day to ensure that our customers are successful. So there is no other way for us to set expectations right. We are here to help. So hopefully every one of our customers understand that. And that's why we believe we can build a good foundation and a healthy business relationship. It's the main goal of our company right now, because it's really tough. Even when you trust a lot on your product and you know its benefits, we are not a very big company with a large headcount, so all of that counts to our credibility.
Right. So coming to India now, Codavel is coming to India in May. It's wonderful news. So, and you wrote in one of your blogs that India is the market to be in if you are building a mobile application. So can you tell us how you spreading awareness about Codavel among Indian app makers, which are many and
Sure.
diverse?
Yeah, so from 9 to 19 of May, okay, Lenny Ocento, our head of sales, and Rui Costa, our CEO, they will be visiting our partners in India. So please reach out if you want to meet them. We'll be in good company.
Wonderful. 9th to 19th.
9th to 19th of May, yes. Regarding the question, we already knew, we had some partners there, but we already knew that the problem was serious regarding wireless conditions for several regions of the country. And especially when we go further tier 1 cities, and we are starting to look tier 2, tier 3, near rural areas, you see the problem really intensifying. We also knew that mobile usage in India was incredible. Basically, it's growing and surpassed the desktop many years ago. So it's considered one of the it's a mobile first nation, basically, one of the few, and that's really interesting. So we knew about all of these problems, and we also knew that we could help probably. So we started some testing there. We got promising results, and we started working with amazing partners there. We are in a validation process right now, but it's going really well. And another thing that was a plus was the level of expertise that Indian IT professionals have. So it was really easy for us to explain a problem that people are already aware, right? And they are actively trying to solve. So it was just a perfect match. No excuses for us to be out of this market, because we can actually help, and it could be a significant difference.
Right. And if I ask you, about positioning, how are you looking to position Codavel? Because there are many kinds of app makers in India. Which people you are looking to start with?
Yeah, we are looking for, right now it's more about video streaming and e-commerce, because our two main verticals that have huge user bases in India, and we know that a lot of people is locked because of extremely poor conditions. So it's a question of equality. If you are not providing the same access to those people that are not at the city center, that's kind of unfair. And from a business standpoint, it's also a shame, because it's a lot of users that you have there to help and monetize, obviously. But it's something that has to have a solution. It's something that the Indian government is actively trying to solve. So again, was a perfect way for us to enter the market and understand what were the key components for video streaming and for e-commerce that were the most important to solve quickly.
Yeah, I think if I remember correctly, around 2010s, we had some e-commerce companies. Then Amazon came over and they totally monopolized the market. Like everything you had to buy on Amazon. But after that, in the last few years with Instagram, these small e-commerce businesses and medium-sized e-commerce businesses, they are now able to sell on their own. So now that again this e-commerce market is growing in India, even outside of the big players. Previously it was dominated by just the big players, and now everyone can sell. So that's where I think Codavel can help, definitely.
Yeah, that's our main goal, exactly that.
So, Joao, on this show, we often ask people, about books they're reading and books other people should read. So, what is the one book that you think every product marketer should read?
Yeah, it's a tough one. There are lots of good books, but I really enjoy the Lean Startup from Eric Rie.
Yeah.
It's not specific for marketeers, but I think anyone should read. And even if you are in a enterprise company, a big size one, sometimes approaching your problems as a startup has some benefits, and I think it's a good book to understand that.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Joao, for your time and this wonderful
My pleasure.
conversation.
I think it's a really great initiative you have here. It's interesting to I watched some of your other podcasts, and it's really interesting to have people to share their experiences and learn with everyone, because that's what you should do every time.
Wonderful. Thank you, Joao, and we wish you all the best with the India trip, and then overall future of Codavel. Thanks again.
Thank you, guys. It was a pleasure. Bye bye.
And thanks to our viewers for sticking with us. We'll see you in the next episode.